a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's just 103 days until Christmas 2023. Oh, boy, we had a great episode last night. I absolutely cannot wait to go through the episode with all of you, do the rewatch, and do our predictions. It's a longer episode. It's a fantastic episode. I see that by and large, most fans are over the moon with this. Twitter is afire with people who are happy, and from what I've seen, the vast majority are very, very happy. But as with anything, there are some folks that it didn't quite land with. So as we go through here today and we look at things, I'll say, look, right off the top, I'm a 10 out of 10 on this one. The first 10 out of 10 for this season for me. Now, after I said that, then I said, I'll go full Mike Porter on this one. I'll go 50 out of 10. Like Mike Porter was always some number way above 10. So I'll do a 50 out of 10 on this one for me. 10 out of 10. Fantastic episode. I'm thrilled to death. Look, Fitz says, "Oh yeah, Santa, you can do 50. I'll go 100." So there you go. There you go. Good to see you all. This is absolutely fantastic, and I am just tremendously happy. I was watching it last night with my wife, and I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm cheering through the whole episode. My wife's this is how my wife watched the episode. Yeah, not for her. Just saying. Just saying. I was like, oh boy. Well, I'm having a good time anyway. So there you go. Trev, I like that. Going to mega over 10. So there, take that, Fitz. There, Trev. Oh my goodness. I'm absolutely thrilled to death with this episode. I had so much fun with it. A lot of things for me to, hey, it's a long time no see. Hero Dares Fire. Very long time since I've seen you, my friend. Great to see you. I hope you're having a great time. And if I remember right, and I may have this wrong, but I think you're up in Northeast Ohio. I think you're in my state. I can't remember for sure. So there you go. This episode was everything to me, and it can be my favorite. I see that from a lot of folks that are just absolutely thrilled with Anakin, how he was portrayed in the episode, to see how well Hayden Christensen acted in there. But yeah, I'm not a huge Hayden Anakin fan, but that being said, wow. It was great. So we're going to get into the episode. We're going to do a rewatch here. For those of you that haven't been here for one of my rewatch episodes, we did this during our watch parties too. I will put the episode up right here behind me. You'll see it right behind this counter. I'll have the counter running in front. Okay. Yes, Ohio. Yes. No, I thought so. Q, I bet you missed the W. Northwest Ohio. So you're up in the Toledo area, I think. Very good. And my daughter went to Bowling Green State University, right down the road from you. So there you go. Um, I'll play the episode right here behind us. The counter will be running. You can't hear it, but you'll be able to see it behind the counter. And I will provide commentary throughout. We'll talk about it. I'll interact with the chat here, and we'll do some breakdown as we watch it. That covers us under the fair use policy, is we're doing lots of commentary through it. So we're going to do that, and we'll watch it together. I'll be watching your chat best I can and responding to the chat best I can. But it's a long episode, and then once we get done, well, I'm going to bring up your predictions. We'll go through, we'll score the predictions. We'll see how well everybody did. Look, I went big yesterday for the 5-pointer on the predictions question, and I missed. I whiffed. As I was watching the episode, I thought I saw a blurg on Ryloth. I thought I saw one, but it ended up being one of those walker feet that moved. I was like, dang, that's a foot. It's not a blurg. So we're going to watch this together. I'll hit play, then I'll start the timer. And if you want to follow along, you can sync up your Disney Plus, or you can sync up your stream to here, and we can watch it together. Other than that, we'll go right through this together. So here, and I started right after the Disney Plus logo goes by. We'll let all the recap and the intro play, and then move on. Yes, Matt Risman, no 5 points for me. I get no points. Not only no 5 points. Oh, hold on a second. I got to hit this. Restart. Oh, okay. Start. When you do the restart, it doesn't do the Disney Plus logo. Yeah, no points for me. So I get no bonus points. We start with the recap there from the last episode with Balin and Ahsoka fighting, going over the edge. Here's a big discussion that's going on. Vanessa did the same thing. Went for a 5-pointer, lost it. Dang. I think it did pretty well on everything else, though. A big point of discussion here, and we'll open it up now as we go through this world between worlds. Where was Ahsoka? Where is Ahsoka during this world between worlds? Is she in the water? Is the world between worlds in her mind, or is she in the world between worlds in the water? Right? So I think there's like 3 options. 1, she's in the world between worlds, not in the water. 2, she's in the water, not in the world between worlds. It's just in her head. 3, she's in the water and in the world between worlds. What do you think? 1, 2, or 3? Water, world between worlds, both. Right? Water, world between worlds, or both? What do you think? I think both. Metaphysical world between worlds in her mind as a manifestation of her unconsciousness. Wonderful, Trev. Yes. Matt Risman says she's in the world between world water. World between water. Matt, world between water. Hero Dares Fire. Can't just be in her head, since Jason and Hera could hear them fighting. That's what got me thinking that it's both. She's both in the water and in the world between worlds. But you know what? Trev could be absolutely on there. Right? She could be, it could be a metaphysical world between worlds in her mind. Yeah, she's in the water world with Kevin Costner. The movie hardly anybody's ever watched. Yeah, gotta be, or else Jason wouldn't have heard it. Well, unless Jason is attuned to the Force. The part is Hera. I think Hera hears it. So Jason hearing it, I could be just him being in tune to the Force, right? Matt Risman, you're onto something here. Ahsoka is in the water, in the world between worlds, in space, right? She's standing like in this space pathway with stars around her and all of that, right? In the middle of space, in the water. but the whales are in space. That's really good. That's really good. Hey, Saber Smith, good to see you. Good to see you. So, um, I got to thinking about this. Is it similar to Luke going into the dark side cave where he meets Vader? So this is the second part of the question. Is Anakin really there? Is this Anakin's Force ghost? Is this what? What is Anakin in this World Between Worlds thing? We're going to see it coming up here in just a moment. Name drop a Chopper right here. We get Chopper, and we get, so for your prediction scores, my friends, we get name drop a Chopper here, and we get the name drop of Hu Yang in just a moment. Keep Chopper with you. There it is. So we've talked about Ahsoka. Where's Ahsoka? Who's this Anakin guy? Is this Anakin in the World Between Worlds? Is this a Force manifestation of Anakin, much like Vader to Luke, Anakin to Ahsoka? What do you think? I think it's like the Force cave. I think it's like when Luke goes down into the Force cave and he encounters Vader down there, and he has a lightsaber battle with Vader in the Force cave, and then cuts his helmet and he sees his own face. I think it's a Force manifestation teaching Ahsoka, much like the Force manifestation that teaches Luke. I told him not to separate. They never listen. Yeah. No points. No points. No double points. You just get the 1 point, Fitz. No, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Trev thinks it is Anakin communicating with Ahsoka and using World Between Worlds as a medium because she recognizes it, but he's communing with her mind while she's unconscious. See, this is, I think this is great. Just, for the record, I think it's great that we don't have a definitive answer. I love that there's some ambiguity here on both of these points. There's a little bit of ambiguity. And as fans, we can discuss it all we want, and our friends can say, "You're nerds. You're nerds." Who cares? Like my wife last night was like, "It's not real." Right? Between doing this, right? She's just doing this, and she looks. It's not real. That's my wife. You look old now. Look, this is. It happened. This is the second time that she's heard that, right? Will we ever get a definitive answer? I don't think so. I think they'll leave it ambiguous, as they should. Yes, I agree with you, RF Gaming Channel. I think they will, much like the Mortis arc, where it's left a little bit of ambiguity in there. We can come up with our theories, and we can come up with what we think, but there's a little bit of ambiguity, and that makes it fantastic for Star Wars fans. We can get together, and we can all debate about this super nerdy, stuff, and our friends can say, it's not real. We say, you shut up, go away. I'm here to finish your training. So if it is Anakin, maybe he is there. I don't know. Now, Ducky says, but Jason and Hera can hear the shenanigans. Right. So odd. Not Harry Potter, not World Between Worlds, not a hallucination. I think Dave has talked a lot about the World Between Worlds. Notice, no portals. There's not a portal to be seen anywhere here. And she says, I'm not going to fight you. Same as Luke says to Vader, I'm not going to fight you. Right? I won't fight you. But she does. I've heard that before, he says. Right? He heard that from Luke. So, I mean, this supports maybe it is Force Ghost Anakin. But why is Force Ghost Anakin here? In the World Between Worlds, Dave says it manifests differently for everybody who accesses it. So, Ezra, what he saw was specific to him. Yeah. I, Matt says, he says, I've heard that before. So wouldn't that imply a force ghost? Right. I don't know. Yes. And I'm not sure. What? I'm not sure. It's so good. It's absolutely so good. We wouldn't necessarily see a force ghost in the world between worlds, but if the world between worlds is a forced manifestation to the user, right, to the person experiencing it, is it really a place? Is the world between worlds even really a place? If it materializes differently for everybody, it's truly a place between life and death. It's a place between. That's what it is. If it's between life and death and it's to the force user themselves, whether it's Ezra or Ahsoka or somebody else, who knows, right? Nikki, I wish I could have a real dream with Anakin like that. Oh no, Nikki, shame on you. Maybe you did have a real dream like that. You woke up. No, I better stop. I better stop. I'm going to say something. There's a word I want to say. I'm not going to say it on this. I'm not going to say it in the stream. No. Nikki, you're a bad influence. So this is good. This is when I'm gonna ping you, Nikki, because there's a uh, I'm gonna ping you the word I didn't want to say, right? There we go. It's an inside joke only for Nikki and me. It's not for public. It's not for public. It's not for public consumption. I love you so much, Nikki. It's fantastic. So here, she starts to hear the saber. So this is with Hera hearing it. What kind of force sensitivity does Hera have? Right? She smiles. She nods. Yeah, I hear it. Right? Hu Yang. Okay. He has abilities. Kanan Jarrus, name drop. Kanan Jarrus, name drop. Fantastic. This is so good. So good. All right, we're back to the fight. Oh, what about the choreography there? What about the choreography? Amazing. Absolutely fantastic choreography. Uh, and now he says, "Oh, you're not playing." Notice no portals. No portals. He has another solution for that. I haven't taught you everything. No portals? Fine. Here. Boom. So she falls down through this space. She doesn't enter into the next realm, if even that's what it is, through a portal. She falls into this memory. And this is why yesterday I mentioned this whole deal where it could be very similar to the ghosts that come to Ebenezer Scrooge, right? The ghost of Christmas past, present, future. She goes back to this battle of Ryloth. And boy, I've been looking for blurs. You know how many times I've gone through this footage, like frame by frame, like pause, pause, play, just like frame by frame all the way through here. So here she is at the Battle of Ryloth, or this battle of Heth on Ryloth. I love the mantra where she's got the Padawan. Uh, yes, it's her equivalent of a Padawan braid because she doesn't have hair that can be put into a ponytail. She has sort of this uh, a jewelry that suffices for that Padawan braid. I love seeing that. And here she's in her current memory, in her former body. So she's reliving a memory, right? She's reliving a memory here that goes all the way back to Clone Wars, like season 1. There's one nitpick I have in this whole sequence, and it's because we see. Well, yeah, it's coming. I'll wait for it when it comes up here. She transitions from that scene, Phase 1 clone armor. We come here a little bit after these folks are coming in. Look at the clones. We've got Twi'leks. That's our giveaway that we're on Ryloth. There's lots of Twi'leks around, or Twi'leks, however you say those. And then what about these walkers back here? Fantastic from prequel era. And this goes right back to the Clone Wars where she. Now, interesting, I was really paying close attention. These are clones, so they all should look like Tamura back, in the 90s. But not so much, right? They cover this guy's face. They all have helmets on. There's another person you see, but he's sort of got his face mask pulled up. He doesn't have his helmet on, but he's got a face mask pulled up. So we'll ever see like a recreation of Tamura's face, but you see them. There's a med droid helping the guy back there. This is the one I was talking about. He has things pulled up over his face where you can't fully see. The de-aging of Hayden here. I've seen some people talking about it, that it's done really, really well. Probably some of the best de-aging we've seen, period. It's really good. And if you go back and look at the he's wearing his Clone War outfit. There's some scenes that I've seen on Twitter where they put Anakin next to Ahsoka, like framed perfectly, where this is like shot for shot what you would see in the Clone Wars. There's a little nitpick here too. For those who like to pick nits, there's a nitpick coming. Is that her height is wrong, right? Her height is wrong in relative comparison to him. She looks like a child here, which I think is really striking. And it's one of the things that we don't talk about enough, that with the Jedi Order during the Clone Wars era and through the prequel era, the Clone Wars era, we don't talk about enough how they were bringing children. The Jedi were bringing children into war. She's obviously a child. Before we see Jason Syndulla, and some people talked about how Hera's not really a Mother of the Year candidate, but look how tiny she looks. And I get that the actress is like 16, but 16 is still not the time to go to war. But look how small she looks. Look how diminutive she looks. Look childlike she looks. Right in the middle of war. Absolute war. I thought they did a great job of showing like this is actual warfare. We've got people shelling, firing. Yeah, you'll die. Firing deadly weapons. And she's going straight into war. The Jedi are taking their children into war. Whoa, this is before Order 66. Before Order 66, when there's thousands of Jedi, but they're taking their children to war. That's crazy. It should be shocking, jarring, I think, to folks who are watching it, be like, wait, why are they taking this little girl into war like this? And here on the left side, as this walker's going by, when it moved its foot, I thought that was a blurg the first time I saw it through, but alas, no blurg. So there you go. And I am not getting chat in my. So if you guys are chatting, I'm not getting it in my Melon feed. So I'm going to pull up the studio here, the control room. Oh yeah, there's lots of chat. I'm just not getting it. So let me see if I can get caught up with the chat from the control room here. I I can't highlight your chats because Nikki says the theater went nuts for that name drop. Yeah, Kanan name drop. Another point, Fitz says. The ghost here, Hu Yang has the best dialogue. I can't wait till we get the Hu Yang part later, right? But waiting for this to catch up. Oh. Matt says we're out of budget. Turn on the smoke machine. Not like Harrison Ford old. Better they get Hayden right. Yeah, well, not only that, Nikki, but the more they do it, the better it will get, right? Get caught up. A 10-year-old can take out an army with space magic. Let him fight, Ducky. Oh, I think maybe I have it feeding now. Why didn't it get Ashley to dub the voice? Nick asks. That's a really good question, Nick. Okay, good. We do have the chat. Okay, the chat's now working in Melon, so I can highlight your text again. I think that's a really good question, Nick. Getting Ashley to do the voice would have been really powerful, but doing voiceover of and getting the lip synchronization right, it may have looked funky. So maybe you just don't, right? You just accept. We have different actress for animation than live action. Much like Anakin, there's 3 different Anakins, right? Hayden Christensen didn't do any of Anakin's voice in the Clone Wars animated series. Hello. Chopper's response. So, we just have to accept they use different voices. We use different voices for Anakin. We use different voices for Obi-Wan. We use different voices for Ashley and for Ahsoka. And I've seen this brought up before where going from live action animation, we tend to accept it a lot easier than going from, here's my other nitpick, the picking of nits. She's fighting completely forward, right, with the both sabers forward. And we know one of the key characteristics of Ahsoka's fighting style is that reverse grip. Never once in this sequence does she use the reverse grip. And so that's another picking of nits for me. This is great too because the outfit's the same, right? We've had a change of outfit. Also, she doesn't have the Padawan jewelry on anymore. So we've had a time jump. The Padawan jewelry's gone, and her outfit's changed. And this is when Anakin says, I don't remember this scene. Yeah, so we accept going from live action to animation. Going from animation to live action, we have a harder time with it. So I get why they didn't do it. It's a Siege of Mandalore. And see, she's talking as adult Ahsoka. We've parted ways by now. So this Anakin here, yeah. And Matt was pinging me last night, like, something seems a little bit off. This seems a little bit off to me too, but it's because of, I think, the whole setting, the whole package here, where you've got Ahsoka in a body that doesn't match what she's saying, right? She's obviously out of time. You go back to the whole Scrooge, right, Christmas Past kind of thing. It's more reminiscent of that, where they're watching the things that happened, but they're also in the things that are happening. It's a little odd. It's a little odd. Had they gone full Christmas story, going full Christmas story where she's there and Anakin are there and they're watching her, and he says, I don't remember this. They're having this conversation while watching her, and maybe she's still the Rosario, right? Rosario talking. Maybe that makes sense. But I still have trouble with this. So Cetos is a conduit between the world between worlds. I'm not sure. I think the world between worlds can happen anywhere the Force user accesses it. I don't think you have to be at a conduit. Or if it is, then you're right. Cetos could be that kind of place. It does have a lot of, see, again, she's not using a reverse grip. And by this point, we know for sure she's using the reverse grip. When we see her in the Clone Wars Season 7, she's absolutely using reverse grip. And not once does she switch to it here. And that's again, a small annoyance on my part, just because it's so characteristic of Ahsoka. A name drop for Senator Organa. You lack conviction. All right, another nitpick. You guys ready? There's another one. There's another nitpick coming. So here she is. She's got both sabers. She's fighting Anakin. This is perfect from Clone Wars. That sight of the cross sabers with him with his. Now he's going to remove her second saber. It fell. That second saber's gone. Where is it? Right? He just spun it out. It's gone. And she steals his saber from him, just like Obi-Wan stole his saber from him in Kenobi. Right? So she steals his saber. The reflection, the Sith eyes here, all of this is just absolutely fantastic. I choose to live. This is great. He's like, he has to calm down because he's going full Sith eyes here. If he is Force Ghost Anakin, it's a little odd, right? That you have Sith eyes and yet be a Force Ghost. And I don't know. It's kind of odd. So again, a great point for fans to discuss and debate. But that saber went to the ground, right? Or went off the edge. That saber was ejected from her. Right? Keep that in mind and keep watching. There's hope for you yet. And now she's starting to hear. I thought this was really nice, where she starts to hear the thunder and the lightning. She starts to transfer back over between the world, between worlds. I chose to live. Now she's switching back over into the. Okay, and now you see like the world between worlds is dissolving. Right? It's all collapsing, and as it collapses, dissolves, the water starts to come up. Both sabers on her hip. There they are. Both sabers are on her hip. When did she pick it up? Where did it come from? How did that second saber get there? There's this big thing about the sequels and the throne room scene with Rey and the guards, where the one guard has two weapons and he has one magically, and you don't see where it went. Here she had two. Anakin spun the one off. We watched the whole sequence. She's standing and the water starts to come up, and it's this whole baptism kind of iconography we see, and both sabers are hanging there. Small little things, but it leads me to think like this world between worlds. The line from Dumbledore: just because it's in your head, Harry, doesn't mean it's not real. I go back to that. I'm still holding on to my theory. This episode was great. It was great. World between worlds is connection to the cosmic and the living force. They use it to project themselves into the living world. Force ghosts. That's my thought. Oh, it's a good thought, Maria. Don't think this is the world between worlds. It's Ahsoka's unconscious manifestation of it. Yes, Trev, I can see that. I absolutely can see it. I tend to lean your direction, but I don't think we know for certain. I'm I'm with you, my friend. I'm with you. I think that's where we are. I think it's a unconscious manifestation of it, and all that's happening, world between worlds. The Force is making these things happen. Um, and we had the leak before that Brendan Wayne's character helps bring her out of the water, and we do see that. I know the whole thing was that she died and had to learn the lesson for Anakin to live and die. But the ending of that scene where she's Pirates of the Caribbean 3. The other thing is this tends to really lean more into the Gandalf, where Gandalf fought the Balrog in this other plane, and Ahsoka went through this final lesson in another plane, and she comes out. This sequence right here, see the white brightens as the light comes in, and it seems like the white becomes more white. Her skin tone, everything, like with the sunlight there, it's your first like hint she's not the same. This light comes in, she's brighter. The light is illuminating her, and we start to see this transformation into Ahsoka the White. It's a little odd to see her without that headpiece on. I was like, something looks weird because she doesn't have the headpiece on. We've always seen that. We've always seen that. So it comes back on. The flashes between Anakin and Vader. Some of the scenes in there, I think, are going to live in Star Wars forever. Forever. And some of those scenes between the world between worlds where he's in that whole sequence. Maria, that's 100% Force goes to Anakin. I don't know. It's Force project. It's a Force something. If it's Force goes to Anakin, or it's a forced manifestation of Anakin in Ahsoka's mind. I think it very well could be a forced manifestation of Anakin in Ahsoka's mind. But maybe it's a Force ghost Anakin. I love it. I absolutely love it. The red eyes more than the yellow ones. Fine balance. Lesson's a bit contrived. Well, okay. Hey, KG, good to see you. Good to see you. Don't be as rigid as the Jedi or as emotional as the Sith. Kev Z, excellent. Intense magnets. Talk about those blades. Like, how did she get her sabers back? The white kind of frock that she's wearing, or the poncho, whatever it is that she has here. I got super excited. I was like cheering. I'm laughing. I'm chuckling. Right? Yes, going down into it's like her rebirth. Yes. It was never the way between worlds. It's an unconscious manifestation. We should wake up. It's like a dream. Look, I hear you. This ain't Harry Potter. I hear you, Nikki. Ahsoka got. Yeah. Who were you fighting with? This is great. I've seen a starship before, Mom. I don't need to go see a starship. What about a Jedi starship? Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll show you the training room. Oh, great. Will you train me? He goes, no. He says, do you know how to build a lightsabers? Yes, he does. Will you teach me? No. I thought it was great. I do want to see Jason Sedula taught. I do want to see him trained. I think we've opened up for a whole new series to see Jason Sedula rise up with his force power. Look, I love this. I love that we can argue. 100% Force Ghost. It's absolutely not a Force Ghost. It is a world between worlds. It's absolutely not the world between worlds. But you know what? The ambiguity is left in there on purpose. And as fans, we get to enjoy this discussion. I love here that she's listening, right? She's listening. She's connecting to the object. This is a force power, right? It's a force power. I can't remember. Yeah, so like being able to hold an object and then project back into history of the things that happened there. I can't remember what that's called. Yeah. I think that's why they always wear like a headband, because it looks so odd to everybody else. So Ducky's got his picking of nits. He says the lightsaber shaped hole in it should be through there, right? Not a straight. As for how long she was in the water, I feel like she would have drowned. So I think maybe her body and soul were in two different places. Not sure exactly, Vanessa. We don't have a solid answer, right? I'm really, and Nick says, I'm in the minority, but I'm really over this Ahsoka the gray and white crap. Nikki, it's Gandalf the gray, Gandalf the white. Come on now. It's good fun. It's good fun. Anakin is also born half of the Force. If things are to be believed, yes, the full white getup looks so good. Yes, she's getting ready to. So we see her put on. So first, her like mantras, all this turns really white with the sunlight, kind of illuminating it. They could really brighten them up. Then we see her with this like cloak, and then the next time we see her when she leaves here, she's got the arm wrappings on it, everything. Her outfit is much brighter white. All right, much brighter white. Um, Worried for Jason. Well, you got to be once you get to the rises, or once you get to the Force Awakens. Where's Jason? What happened to Jason? You know what's going on with Jason? Um, did Kylo kill Jason? Ooh, what happened there? Hey, happy Ray Palpatine Skywalker Wednesday. Very good, Dale. Does Jason become a Darth Cadus in New Jedi Order? We don't know. There's a good, there's a psychometry. Thank you, Kay. Yeah, KG. Oh, there's the whales. Again, I'm just chuckling and laughing as I'm watching this last night. Um, and again, the problem isn't with the map. The problem is with getting there, as I mentioned before. Oh, so frustrating, Mon Mothma. It's no wonder the New Republic has the problems that it has. It's just a hot mess. You got to come back with the fleet. There's going to be a hearing. You might lose your commission. Hera. The oversight committee permanently suspended, and so frustrating. Yeah. Fitz says Leia should have been Chancellor. Well, that fell through when they found out that her dad was Darth Vader. I know how to follow Sabine. And look, I love that she's much brighter, just like she smiles now. She's kind of changed. And we start to see Ahsoka, like Ahsoka the White. It's fantastic. There we go. Look at the arm wrappings, the armor. I love this look. I absolutely love this look, and I don't care if Mickey doesn't care. I just love the Ahsoka the White look. It makes me so happy seeing her transform like that. It's just so good. There's the whales. Is the plan to make the New Republic so unlikable people start liking the sequels for blowing them all up? I don't know. The issue we have is the 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 Republic is so turned off by military power. What happened to them through Palpatine's military rule, that heavy-handed, hard-fisted rule, that they're pushing the other direction. It's this pendulum swing, right? So we were so far militarized. Now we're pushing back the entire opposite direction. Instead of finding this place in the middle where you can say, we don't have to be militaristic, where we've got this emperor over top that has complete control. But we should also not be completely decommissioned so that we can't protect ourselves against anybody. But right, they're so closed focused right now that hey, we can't have this fight. There's no more empire left. They are inept. We don't have anything to fight back against. All we need is sort of this minimalistic military force to hold back the tide. But I think that's what they're trying to show, and the incompetence of the New Republic that explains how they get to where they're going. But by the Force Awakens comes around, um, yeah, have they just listened? I know, I know, I know. But bigger questions I think are to be asked, and I've seen some people kind of flirt around it. So we have this big decommissioning right now, right? I get it. We're just a few years after the fall of the Empire. They're decommissioning. There's no real Empire to fight. We're kind of dealing with the aftermath of it. But then we know what's getting ready to happen, right? Thrawn is going to come back. We're going to get another huge push. You definitely hear the Purgle. Yes! Yes. So Thrawn's going to come back. We're going to end up with another huge scrimmage, right? And if Captain Teva, please identify yourself. Captain, you know who I am. It's like, no, you need to identify yourself. He's stalling. Captain, you know who I are. Shush it. Nope, I need you to identify yourself. It's classified information. I'm not telling you anything until you identify who you are. I love this. It's so entertaining. But if Thrawn comes back and we have another huge skirmish, and I respectfully disagree. Carson is so good. We're on the same side. Wait, quit playing around. Come on, let's go. He's like, after Thrawn comes back, you would think they would learn the lesson that says, oh, you know what? There could be things that come by that we don't know about, right? There's things that we do know about, like, little pockets of resistance here and there. We need to definitely be aware of that. But we don't need this big, huge standing army because there's nothing else out there. Thrawn comes back and they're like, oh, wait, there is something else out there. Then they have that battle. They get rid of Thrawn, presumably, at some point, to something. We'll see how it all plays out. But then they go back to a weakened state so that the First Order can come up. How does that happen, right? So Thrawn doesn't care for the Republic for being too weak to help with the Grysk. Then he joins the Empire because they are. Now we're with the extra weak New Republic. Why would he care anymore? I think Thrawn, he's interested in the Empire because the strength it has the potential to offer. They're either going to become super strong or they're going to fail. And he's interested in seeing them become super strong. He leaves when the Empire is still strong and just kind of stamping out these little pockets of resistance, right? In Rebels, he's taken out when they're dealing with this small little group on Lothal. They're an annoyance. We're going to swat this thing and it'll be gone. He's been gone all this time. He's going to come back to find that everything is being decommissioned. He'd be like, this is the worst thing ever. You guys got to put things back. Put those things back together. We've got to build this strength up because we have this big thing coming back. He sees the resources are there and he can step into the leadership to lead the New Republic where it needs to be. Or whatever you want to call this thing, right? A new return of the Empire or whatever. He's going to see that they come back inside. There's the potential here, right? Oh, Maria, we have another thing. We have another thing to talk about. And it's something I mentioned to Jason Ward. We were just kind of talking privately, not on stream, and it's something I'm concerned about. And we've got this history, and this is a little spoiler-ish. If the rumors, the leaks are true, that somebody's not coming back, and let's presume that it's Ahsoka. We do not, by the way, we do not have confirmation that Ahsoka is not coming back. That's the presumption on our part. Ezra comes back and Ahsoka doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if that's what's happening. It's better than going nowhere. She's much lighter. She's more optimistic. Look, Ahsoka's just fantastic. She's fantastic. I love it. So let's just presume that Ezra comes back and Ahsoka doesn't. And then during Skeleton Crew, they go out there and she comes back with them. Let's say she comes back with the Skeleton Crew in whatever it is that they do out there. And then the next time we see she's back. Aren't we in the same place where Grogu goes with Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2? And then he comes back to Din in Book of Boba Fett. And then Mandalorian season 3, he's back. Isn't it exactly the same? If in Ahsoka season 1, Ahsoka's gone, she comes back in Skeleton Crew, and in Ahsoka season 2, she's already back. Isn't it the same? And wouldn't we have the same complaints from the fans who say, "What? Why are you doing that?" I get it. It doesn't make sense. Right? I get that it's all one continuity. It's all one big story. It's all the Mandoverse. But when you keep naming shows, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, back to Mandalorian, back to Ahsoka, back to whatever, and these stories cross across all these different series, you get complaints. Yeah, Skeleton Crew looks fun. I agree. I was hoping for hyperspace here. I'm like, come on. I need, on my scorecard, my predictions, I need the blue swirl of hyperspace. Come on. Do it. Find them. I promise. There it is. May the force be with you. I needed that line too. Scored a point. Thank you, Hera. Almost. And come on. Blue swirl. You can do it. Blue swirl. Come on. No. I said, no, Santa. No point for you. And you can see a little. And then the end. Wow. Wow. What a fantastic episode of Star Wars. Like, for me, it hit on every single thing that I could want it to hit on. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Fantastic episode, and one that I will look forward to watching again and again. I've got a question for you guys too, and I've seen somebody post this on Twitter. So we know some folks got to see this in theaters last night. Like Nikki, she got to see it in the theater last night. She got to hear theater reaction, audience reaction, fantastic stuff. Would you be interested in seeing a supercut of Ahsoka season 1 with all the intros and outros taken out as one long movie, all 8 episodes put together, go to the theater, buy your popcorn and sit in a theater with other fans, buy the ticket and watch it? Would you do it? It's going to be, 8 episodes, say, even if they boil down to 30 minutes each, that's a 4-hour. That's a 4-hour commitment. A little more, right? You're probably going to be close to 4.5 hours or so to do a supercut, just where you take out all the intros and outros, recaps, just the pieces. If they boiled down to 30 minutes, which some of them are, even when you boil them down, are more than 30 minutes, I don't think any of them boiled down come below 30 minutes. 8 is 4 hours, or 4.5 hours. Could you sit in a theater for 4.5 hours What if they did an intermission? So they do it in two halves. I'd go see it. I'd go see it. Hero Dares Fire. I'd go see it even if it was 6 hours long. I'll tell you this, Hero Dares Fire. I'd drive to Toledo to watch it even if it were 6 hours long. How about that? I would do it. I would do it. That's fantastic. So I thought Hera would kill an HK droid. It didn't. Oh, yeah. But not only did they not mention Luke at all in the series so far, somehow during the time, Ahsoka must have met Luke, right? After Book of Boba Fett, Mando Season 3, Thrawn is still missing. Well, let's time this up for you, MB. This is after Mandalorian Season 2, and we know, and after the Book of Boba Fett. We know Ahsoka has already met Luke and talked to Luke and been to Luke's academy with Grogu before this series. So yeah, she's met Luke. She 100% has met Luke. Why isn't she saying we need to call Luke? I don't know that we're at a point yet where you would need to call Luke. We don't have a big war, right? There's nothing happening. I think that 100% we will get Luke when she comes back and Thrawn is here. I think we're guaranteed to have Luke as part of that when she comes back. So it's like right now we're not there. She's still gathering information. She's still searching it out. We don't even know 100%, like from Ahsoka's point of view, that Thrawn and Ezra are still kicking, right? She thinks that they are, but she's going to go try to figure it out, right? Maria says, I'd watch it just for Hayden, right? And we know what Nikki would do. Yeah, just saying. I survived 3 Lord of the Rings and 3 Hobbits. I'd love a 4-hour Ahsoka supercut, right? I'd see the supercut in a heartbeat. Seems this show starts right after she captures Morgan. A bit after, but shortly thereafter, she captures Morgan Elsbeth. Morgan is captive on a freighter or whatever, but we know that as soon as Morgan breaks free, it's on. Like the rest of the story happens right away. So when Ahsoka goes to meet Luke at his training, that's already happened. The Book of Boba Fett thing already happened. So the time gap there's been a little bit. And all this confusion about how long was Grogu with Luke. And I know that Jon Favreau hasn't cleared things up for anybody, but I think it was a short amount of time. Really short. Like a few weeks maybe, right? Really short. The scene I most wanted to see was Luke telling Ahsoka about Vader's end. The flashback episode was the last for that to happen, so it'll never happen. Probably not. Probably not, Ducky. Never say never, but probably not. Yeah, I think Luke will be unavailable a lot, and Luke's story beats will be Ezra doing them. You might be right, but when Thrawn comes back, Luke's still around. That's going to be a big thing. And that movie, presumably involving Thrawn and Ahsoka and Mando and everybody, would presumably involve Luke as well. I think so. Let's see. Supercut could cut out some of the slow stuff. Well, okay, if they were to do that, if they were to shorten the episodes down and like trim it and get it down to 3.5 hours, they could do that, but you'd miss some stuff, right? Anakin stopped fighting Vader and lost his life. Well, that's true. In a certain, from a certain point of view, sort of goes the other way around, though, doesn't it? Vader stop fighting Anakin. Vader dies, and Anakin comes back, talks to Luke right before he dies, and becomes a Force ghost. Right, sort of the opposite. But I get what you're saying too, Sam. Thrawn may not be evil The people think. Yes. Look, I hope so, Maria. I am on the edge, hoping that we get the true Thrawn and not some villainized Thrawn. Yeah. Imagine the extended shot. Luke will be in the Mandoverse movie. Yes, I'm quite certain of it. It's confusing, but I feel like Ahsoka in Book of Boba Fett was light-hearted Ahsoka. Um, well, she was a little lighter, but she was still Ahsoka the Grey for sure, for sure. MB. The only way this makes sense is they come back after the sequel trilogy. I'd love to see Luke fight Thrawn. Moving it to Beyond Tross is the best move. You might be right, MB, but I don't think so. I think it's going to happen. You still have a long period of time before the sequel trilogy. A long time. We're not like on the cusp of it. Ray's not even born. Ray doesn't exist at this point. So, and at this point, Ben is just a little toddler. So he's very young. So preschooler age. We have a long time. So Luke could have this battle. And if Jason ends up being a casualty of Ben's, Kylo's, it could help inform Luke going to Octo. Could help inform it. We'll see. We'll see. It's like Ahsoka we see today still doesn't know her master was redeemed. Right. I don't think she does. I don't think she does. Still loved it. Yeah. It will culminate in Thrawn versus Snoke. Ahsoka, Ezra, Hera, etc. all band together with Thrawn to fight him. And we know how that turns out, don't we? Oh, Maria, I don't know. I could see, yes, I can see Snoke being on an opposite side from Thrawn, but I don't know that Snoke has risen to any elevated stature at this point. I think it's still too premature, even for Snoke. I could see Thrawn coming back, and we'll have this bit of a battle for control of the galaxy. But then the Gris come in, and the enemy of your enemy is your friend, right? So Thrawn, the Mandalorians, Ezra, everybody, Luke, all join together to fight back the Grisk. They defeat the Grisk. Thrawn returns back to the Ascendancy or dies. I prefer back to the Ascendancy. And then everybody else is left afterwards when the enemy is gone, right? Then your enemies become your enemies again. You see that all the time, even here in the States, where a big war will happen. Well, then the left and right, Republicans, Democrats, progressives, conservatives, all come together to fight the enemy. But then once that enemy's defeated, we start fighting amongst ourselves again. And so that's what I think could happen. I think that could happen. Could. I don't know. Travel beyond the galaxy could be explained off as a big time jump. Well, it's a long way, and it takes time to get there. So you have to either go so fast that you can get there in a short amount of time, or you have to have some time manipulation to account for the distance. Right? Not sure how they're going to work that out. I think, by all appearances, they're doing it through speed, not through time manipulation. I know Meg has this theory, and I disagree with her, but I don't think they're going that direction. I don't think we're going to bring in some time travel-y kind of things, right? Yeah. I look, Maria, I get it. You are by far a better writer than I will ever hope to be in my life. And I know you've got these things, all thought out. So I'm not gonna argue with you. You're probably way further along this than me, but I just see this as I explained it, right? Ahsoka in the Book of Boba Fett seems like she doesn't know her master was redeemed. Right. It says the Ahsoka we see in Book of Boba Fett seems like she does know her master was redeemed. Well, if Luke told her, then that would be true. I don't know. I don't know. You guys are asking great questions. Are the Grisk really an interesting enough enemy for the Felonious D movie? Oh, I think it could be. Yes. It's an unknown enemy. It doesn't matter. You don't need a big backstory. All you need is this overwhelming army to come with this vast military force. That's all you need. They show up, this vast military force. They're trying to take over, and Thrawn was right. That's all you need to know. That's it. Dawn, hey, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'll hit this. Let's see. Power loves a vacuum. Yes. But oh, yeah. I got to get caught up with. Okay, let's get into our predictions. I need to get into the scoring the predictions so we can get on out of here. What a great episode. I love, look, this interaction is fantastic today, you guys. Thank you so much for all you're doing. This is great for the channel. It's great for the stream. And I appreciate it. I really do. Your interaction is something YouTube really gets excited about. Hey, Bespin's here. Hello. Hello, Bespin. Good to see you this morning, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Good to see you. We're going to get into the predictions that folks made, and we'll start scoring them here and see how everybody does. It says, someone will say, may the force be with you. Yes, Hera did. Hera said, may the force be with you right at the end. So we give everybody a point for that. Someone will be killed, non-droid. We definitely saw that in the Clone Wars era stuff. We definitely saw people getting killed, blown it up, and all of that. So for sure. A droid will be referred to by name. Yes, happened. Anybody want to guess what Ducky predicted for May the Force be with you? Anybody want to guess? Ducky's like, oh, I lost my point. A ship will fire on another ship. I don't think that's it. I don't think we saw a ship fire on another ship. We did see the walkers shooting, but presumably into some army. We never really saw them. And we saw lots of troopers running around, but we never saw like a battle where ships were firing on other ships. So the point here has to be no. All right, no, get the point on ship firing on another ship. Here, there's fire. I've been thinking time might move different in the new galaxy. Like 10 years passed for Ahsoka, but 10 days. Could be. I mean, could be. We've never seen that kind of thing in Star Wars before. It's not to say that they couldn't do it, though. Right? We will see the inside of a hyperspace tunnel. I was hoping, but nope. Right up to the very end, I was pleading for it. But no, we didn't get it. We didn't get it. Maria, I just don't think the Grisk will be a threat in a known galaxy, but might be something in this new galaxy. Well, hey, I love some of the theories about the Rakatans. The Rakatans being in the new galaxy. I love that theory, and I hope that it happens. I don't know, but boy, that would be cool. That would be cool. I want to see the Rakatans. I do really want to see that. It looks like they're leading to it. Lightsabers. Yes, we had lightsabers fight. It was fantastic lightsaber fights. Very exciting. A named character from another show. Yes, we definitely had that. Match. Replace. Yeah. Maria, we agree. Love seeing Hayden in action wearing the wardrobe and hairstyles. Yes, that Matt voiced. Yes, I loved seeing that, Dawn. Absolutely loved seeing that. Love me some ricotta. Cheese. No, ricottans. Right? The Purgles have blue swirly things. Would that count? No, it's not the inside of a tunnel. I know. Kanan and Leia. I think they're setting that up. We're setting that up. I don't know that. Well, we'll see where we go. That's the exciting thing about all of this. Someone will use the Force observably. Yes, we had plenty of that. You're making Matt hungry. Lasagna with lots of ricotta. it's it is lunchtime. So let me see if I can move along here in the predictions. A flashback scene. Yes, that was guaranteed coming into this episode. We were guaranteed to have a flashback, vision, whatever you want to call it, right? A species or droid talks another language with subtitles. No, we did not get that. We didn't have those daggum Rhodians spoil it for us this week. So, so they didn't do that. Hey, my students have been talking. It's all my students have been talking about all day. It's what an episode. What a great thing for Star Wars. You know, what a great. Oh, let me go back here. Let me do something. View. Let's freeze. 2 columns, so we can see whose points are adding up over here. And just so you all know, I get 0. So you need 9 or better to make it onto the Wall of Fame. And we see plenty of people with 9s and 10s. Rodimus Prime here says, Ahsoka says Sky Guy. You guys remind me, I was supposed to pay really close attention this second time. I do not remember Ahsoka ever calling her Anakin Sky Guy, because she's Rosario, like the grown-up Ahsoka, talking to Anakin. I don't think she ever calls him Sky Guy. I'm going to say 0, but if you guys correct me and give me evidence, I'll reconsider. Okay, Matt, scroll back to the top. No, back to the. Oh, thank you, Matt. Unfortunately, no Sky Guy. Okay, Rodimus, it's real Anakin from Clone Wars, not Force Ghost. Rodimus, how do we score that? It's opinion. I'm gonna say no. You got 10 anyway. You're on the Wall of Fame. I'm gonna say no. See Thrawn, not yet. Ethan, we see the ghost on Cetos. Yes, you get the point. World Between Worlds. And then the question is, do we have any 5-point bonus questions? So the ghost on Cetos is an obvious, right? So no, that's a 1-pointer. World Between Worlds includes Clone Wars flashback. That was given to us ahead of time. Jumpin' Jamie made it to the Wall of Fame with 9. Captain Rex, yes, Brian Kelly. Hera will land on the surface of Cetos. She takes off from the surface of Cetos. She comes back and lands. We don't see her land, but I'll give you the point. Yoda, no Yoda, Ducky, no bonus point for you. But you made it with 9 points. Ahsoka will be pulled from the ocean. Yes, Fitz made it. Just made it with 1 point. Maria says no time travel happening. I agree. I hope not anyway. He's in the fog riding a blurg, I swear. Ducky, you know how hard I looked in that fog to find a blurg? Man. We'll see Peridia. Not yet, Daniel Fisher. Not yet. Let's see. 0. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong window here. There we go. Twi'lek ride a blurg. That was what I had gone for, and no, we didn't get that. We see a scene from Clone Wars. Brian Stone with a bonus makes it to 11. Perfect score across there. No bonus point there. We see Rex. Yes. Ahsoka says Sky Guy. No, I don't think so. Commander Rex will appear in episode 5. Ahsoka will wear white. Wesley with 2 guesses. Commander Rex and Ahsoka wearing white. Look here. This is again an example of doing harm to yourself. Had you predicted Rex appears in episode 5, you would have got a point. If you had predicted Ahsoka wears white at the end of episode 5, you would have got 5 points. But you only get 1. Don't put 2 guesses in your comments. Don't do it. It just does harm. Ryloth will be in the episode. Yes. Oh, but we go to the new galaxy with Sabine. Eli. Oh, you said yes, and you put a second one in there. Look, it's strategy. You could do it. You could put 2 in there, but strategy is put 1 answer. 1 answer is the right answer. Ryloth is yes. New galaxy with Sabine, no. So what do I do? I'll give you half a point. I'll give you half. Ahsoka the White happens. Captain Rex will appear. Look, Wesley. You did two. Wesley did two, and he did the same thing both times. A flashback vision of the Clone Wars, yes. Anakin tells Ahsoka, "May the Force be with you." RF Gaming, RF Gaming, no, Anakin didn't. I was hoping he would say it, but it ended up being Hera. Hera did that. Jason Sindula uses the Force to connect with the Purgle. Ooh, Sky Guy. Dang it. He did connect. I believe he connected with the Force to sense Ahsoka in the water and all of that. But no, shot for the 5 points, RF Gaming. I appreciate that. I do. I did too. You saw how it worked out for me. Sexy Rexy makes an appearance. Mumbo Jimbo. Yes, Hera will kill an HJK droid. No, I see where you went, talented Mr. Griffin. But didn't make it. We'll get Kanan references, but probably not because they forgot he exists. Nikki, we will get a Kanan reference, visual or audio. Now, look, I said if you name a specific person in a specific scene, as you're specific on these guesses, you can get 5 points. And Nikki, with the Kanan reference, there was no leak, there was no trailer, and that's a very specific reference that we would get. I'll give you the 5 points. Nikki gets 5 on that bonus. Very good. We see Maul. Nope, no Maul. Anakin will say, nope, Vanessa went for it too. She went with it. No, we didn't get that. Brent, we see a Clone Wars flashback with a younger Ahsoka Tano or different. Yes, Brent, you get the bonus point. Ryloth, yes. Ahsoka will be able to see Sabine's choice she made in the end. Ooh, Star Wars politics. Very, very specific prediction, guess, and none of it leaked. So you get to 5 points. 5 points for you. Oh, good job. Sabine finally paints something. I'm rooting for you, Bouncy Birdie. Every week she's going for it. Sabine should paint something. But no, Anakin's revealed as the father. KG went for it. No, Ahsoka will be pulled from the water. Stellina, yes. Mace Windu is in the World Between Worlds after his fall. Chillmonger, after his fall. Ooh, there's a hot take. That would have got you 5. Chillmonger went for a 5-pointer. Really good. Anakin gets called Sky Guy. No, that didn't happen. So, look, there you go. We have a good number of people make it onto the Wall of Fame this week. Really happy that we got so many people on there. Stellina onto the Wall of Fame. Star Wars Politics on the Wall of Fame. Vanessa on the Wall of Fame. My good friend Vanessa. Very happy. Congratulations, Vanessa. Mike Yaney on the Wall of Fame. Nikki. Onto the Wall of Fame with 13 points, Nikki. That's a way to catch up. Then talented Mr. Griffin with 10 onto the Wall of Fame. RF Gaming Channel made it with 10. Corlo Wren made it with 10. Wesley White with 9 points. Eli Martin with 9.5. There's Wesley again. And then, let's see, who else do we have? Brian Stone, 11 points. Good job, Brian. Then Star Wars Fits, Ducky Momo, both onto the Wall of Fame. Who else do we have here? Brian Kelly. Brian's doing really well in this season. Wow. Jumpin' Jamie, Ethan Frowen, Rodimus Prime, all made it to the Wall of Fame. Congratulations, all of you. And thanks for playing the game. I'll get the Wall of Fame updated later today. We'll get you onto the scroll at the bottom of the page. You see our season leaderboard where we've got Baymax, Corlo Wren, and Brian Stone. Looks like Brian's going to stay there for sure. And then if I go back and pull the Wall of Fame for episode 4, I think we're going to go to 2 pages this week. It was, I guess, in some ways, a very predictable episode. Right, it was because so many people did so well, but congratulations, everyone! I had such a good time rewatching it with all of you, and going through these predictions. I can't wait to watch this episode again and again and again. Yeah, so you guys all have a wonderful day. Tomorrow if you are one of our patrons or you're one of our YouTube channel members, you have the opportunity to participate in a community stream tomorrow. Call in. We let you call in and talk about the episode, the things that you liked and the things that maybe you didn't like. Do you have some nits to pick? Are you a picker of nits? Then you can come on the show tomorrow and talk about those. And also, whatever it may be that you guys would like to discuss about the Ahsoka episode, you can come and join tomorrow if you're one of our patrons or one of our YouTube members. And as always, we open up the chat to just subscribers. That keeps our bots from getting in there. So all you have to do to be able to participate in the show is click the little subscribe button right at the bottom. It's free. It costs you nothing. You click the subscribe button and you can participate in the chat. And if you are one of our, just for $1 a month over on Patreon, you can be a patron and get the link to join the show tomorrow. And we always have 1 week of free membership on Patreon as well. So yes, Maria, thank you for that. Where are the likes? Smash the like, please. Thank you all for being here. And I can't wait for tomorrow to get to talk about this again, and wait until Friday to see if we get Bespin on again. Maybe get Jason and Star Wars Meg. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks again for joining today through this rewatch. I've had a great time. Hope you did too. And we've got a Mike Porter dad joke. He says, "Why does Grand Admiral Thrawn seem sad?" This is an easy one. You can get it. You guys can get the answer. Why does Grand Admiral Thrawn seem sad? You know the answer. Well, because he appears to be blue. Oh, that's why he seems sad. He's blue. Of course, you know that. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day, and until tomorrow, when we get together, you guys take care and Merry Christmas. May the Force be with you always. Bye bye.